Welcome back to Homebro Pie. If this is your first time, which it probably is, because it's the first time we're doing One Piece content. I am your host, Jimmy D. With me,
I am Diego, also known as Little Pound Cake to the people over at LifeLink.
Yes, and to the rest of the U community, and want to find out what Little Pound Cake is up to, check him out in Discord. He's got some great content, some good stuff. This man is a long time, from the beginning.
Yeah, right? Day one
of One Piece TCG release. He is going to be the brains of this child.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. I am going to try and make my best of what I can. I got into this game as a collector. So what everything I get in here, I mean, you've seen my collection. It's just, I love getting the Bandai premium stuff. I love the mats. I have been a fan of One Piece since the very, very beginning. I am old enough, 1999, to have been able to pick this up when it first started traveling into the United States.
Oh, yeah. This man has a haul back there. You wouldn't believe it.
I know the lore better than anybody. Yes, I'm caught up. And one thing, before we get into everything, no spoilers, please.
Yeah.
We're not doing the spoilers. I love talking about stuff. I might meme some stuff, but I'm not here to spoil the content. If you want to do that, there's other channels that do that for you. I love talking about it. So if you want to talk about something as old as Enies Lobby, maybe. But then again, we do have people that are just getting into this game based on the live series. That thing was insane.
Yeah. As far as we know, on this channel, everyone's favorite character is alive.
Yes. Everyone is alive. No one dies.
Not at all.
Oda doesn't kill characters.
Never.
And first and foremost, we also want to say thank you to Oda, the creator of One Piece and the brainchild of this amazing series that has created some of the best storylines that I've ever read. And the stuff that I look into, I am thoroughly involved in the lore. I cannot love this game more than anything just because it starts highlighting some key features that happen in the lore. So it rewards me as a lore buff.
Oh, yeah.
To see the cards and the way that the cards play out. It's phenomenal.
I would say there have been several interviews with the designer of the game where he has stated, like, most of the key points that we put into designing the cards are based upon the lore and how the character interacts in the show.
They've done such a brilliant job. I mean, the live action could have made me happier. I was so nervous. Were you nervous?
I mean, there's some people who are like, oh, the dub's gonna sound weird, but when they announced that you could have the Japanese original dub over it, who cares?
Yeah, why not?
Who cares?
Not to mention the characters they played love their characters. And finally, we have something where the people who are playing these characters love the IP, and that's what we need more of. We love the IP. We're going to bring to you guys some amazing content. Stick with us. We're going to be doing a lot of coverage here for TCG on Mondays, maybe even more, depending on how things go. What we're trying to kick off right now is this amazing series that LifeLink Games has brought to the community. They wanted to get some more competitive One Piece TCG content out to you. And a lot of you see the people playing the online app. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
You've got people who play the video tube thing where you can play the cards and you kind of like watch two people play via that way. We're doing tournament style coverage content. Now, it's obviously going to be growing. There's going to be a lot of growing pains. This one's going to be the biggest surprise to growing pains because this was our very first recording with a brand new 4K camera, high res, beautiful new table, beautiful new studio. And that came with a whole lot of lessons to get learned. The camera's battery overheated, so I had to restart the camera like every 5 minutes.
Yeah, but those are the only issues we had. There is no issue in the gameplay that we're about to show today.
Oh, absolutely not. No, the people playing this game, absolute professionals. I loved watching them go back and forth. I love sitting there in the studio. First, we're going to go into exactly what is the One Piece Championship Series. Give a little bit of spoilers here for our first match. Medora is going to be on green, yellow Yamato versus
me on blue Ivankov.
All right, so before we get into the content, one of the things I love to do on this channel, let's talk strategy. So first, because this is your expertise, show me Ivankov. I'm going to pull the deck list while you're talking about this. What is Ivankov trying to do?
So Ivankov's main strategy is to flood the board mid-game and just swap the tempo up and just overtake. Not a lot of big boss monsters in it, so big important thing is I want to hit that 7 cost Ivankov right there and play either that Luffy or the brand new Inazuma off of it and just apply pressure as best I can. Outside of that, it is just save face and keep rolling.
Make sure you hit that curve, keep tapping it. I noticed that, and this might be new to me, I got the starter decks where you get started, so there wasn't a whole lot of these action cards here. Yeah, and you're playing a significant amount. Is this a new change in the meta to see more of this?
Not so much. Like, so the event cards are more so like your toolbox, what you use to kind of counter other people's strategies, give yourself a little bit more defense, kind of bolster your defenses in places that you don't. So, you know, like I have this 0 cost event, Gum Gum Rain. It's a zero cost event, so I don't have to telegraph it by holding up any energy, but I can get rid of a dead card that doesn't have any counter to defend myself for a little bit extra.
Excellent. Okay. Are there any cards in here teching for certain matchups that you're not favored against?
Yeah. So one of the big matchups that I usually have an issue with is most people do is the yellow Katakuri, and they just keep dropping big bomb monsters that I really can't deal with unless I go heavy in and invest a lot into my monsters. So I'll run things like Red Rock that will just bottom deck whatever.
Great attack.
So, just not even have to deal with it. Just get it off the board, out of my face, come back with another one.
Ivankov Wink, is that in the deck? I don't know.
So Deathwink, yeah, it was in the deck a while back ago. There was a bit where we used to play very reserved, very I have a bunch of defense cards in my hands, just try to make it through this wall. If you don't make it through the wall, you're just going to deal with a bunch of monsters right in your face.
Absolutely.
So it was a tech for a bit, but it's just really expensive to keep that 3 energy up when you just want to use it to swing face.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And what would you rate this in the tier system right now, based on your own opinion? Obviously, everyone has their own opinion, but on a basic tier system, with those that don't know, you have tier 1 being the absolute net deck. Everyone plays this thing because it's just that OP, not One Piece, but overpowered. Which one? Where do you think this sits in here? A rating of 1 to 3?
This would definitely fall heavy into the copium tier.
The copium tier.
Yes, this is We wish it was good. We wish it played well. But unfortunately, there's just too many other better leaders that are more consistent in what they want to do and see. This is very much a kind of glass cannon deck where if you don't see it, things just kind of fall apart.
Okay, there's a lot of good glass cannon decks. I'm a Magic the Gathering player at the trade. And I've played a lot of glass cannon decks, and sometimes if what we call variants, it means the order of when you get the cards and when you see them. Obviously, I know Nami players want to see a specific stack and ready for the way that their decks play out, and that really pays into the game. Can you tell me how to start the game? A little bit here.
Oh, so start the game. Yeah, we have both players with their 50 card decks, their respective leaders, 10 Dawn for energy. And you start off by accruing energy, playing your monsters, and hitting each other to knock each other down to your final life, and then landing that final hit for the win.
Absolutely. So you start off with a can of 5, yes. And you get a free mulligan? No mulligan?
Free mulligan, yes.
Just one?
Just one.
Okay, and there's no more mulligans after the fact.
Not after the fact.
So you're whatever you get, if you have to mulligan, is what you get.
Yep.
And that's how you're going to have to play it out there. I do love the mana. We call this a magic mana. That's the Dawn versus the resource management pool here. You get the 1 if you play first, right? You get 2 every single turn after the fact. So this person goes second, who lost a die roll, if you will, gets 2 on their start, and then they get 4, 6, 8.
Yep.
Whereas the person who went first is going to go 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and then as soon as it's maxed out at 10, right? As soon as you get to 10, there's no more Dawn hitting that field.
No more Dawn hitting the field. That's the maximum you can play around with.
Okay, and I see Neon's in the chat here is asking, how expensive are some of these decks?
See, average meta deck, we're definitely not talking, I know the big controversy has been One Piece is getting so expensive, and then the Magic community will come and be excuse me with expensive. Top meta decks, I want to say will run you, last I checked, with $300 to $400 for some of the...
Considering the cost of some of these boxes, that's not terrible.
It's not terrible. It's not terrible.
And most of the decks that we play in Dual Commander are about $2,000 to $3,000 for comparison. So the rest of us, it's pretty good. Can you get a little bit cheaper too if you got the non-foil versions of these cards?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think you were mentioning earlier, you were a fan of the Nami deck, and that is definitely a cost-effective deck that you can get into that will show you results if you put in practice with it.
Excellent. Oh, fantastic. Yeah. And just a little spoiler here for what the future content. Diego's going to be helping me make a deck at some point, so you can see how bad I am at this game as a Magic the Gathering player. Neon says that's not bad considering what I used to see in Magic. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. The decks have this hard ceiling to get into, and I think one of the things that One Piece does so well is it gives you a value card. There's certain cards what was the one we were just looking at was the card. Oh, I should know this thing. Shanks card from the original OP1.
Oh, right? the secret rare Shanks.
Yeah, the secret rare Shanks. That thing's nearly $2,000 by itself.
Yeah, for the manga rare.
There's a different version of that card.
Yeah, there's 2 different versions of the card. There's the base version, which I think is $10, $12.
Sure.
Then you have the alternate art version, which is just a little bit fancier. Probably I think it's $50 $50. And then you have the manga rare, which is your chase card.
Yeah.
So
you're giving an opportunity for those people who want to own your product. If you've never been to this channel, this is all I say. Own your product. I just kidding. Some people don't. But I didn't mean to interrupt. But the point of this is you get to get value in return. And those cards should see a return. I have been watching One Piece as a collector for the last 2 years, and all I've seen is this.
Oh yeah,
it like stonks like crazy. Editor, throw in a stonks meme because that is One Piece.
Yeah, I think whatever team pondered the scheme up, I think they took the Pokemon route and they planned everything just so perfectly. They had the live action, the 5th gear reveal, and then they just slapped it right in the middle, and it just took off.
I love what they're doing with it. All right, we're going to get into the other deck here. So I'm not an expert, obviously, but we're going to green, yellow
Yamato.
Yamato here. I'm going to put this in the chat for all of you out there so you know what we're playing with. But please tell me, what is the strategy of the green, yellow Yamato?
So green, yellow Yamato, there's a couple different strategies. So this deck is one of those you can build a couple different ways. And the hard part about it is that one of those most efficient ways, which is the Tower Hustis variant, is hard because those cards were OP1, hard to get a hold of. Some people just don't feel like spending $40 for one copy of a card. But it looks like Medora here is playing a Wano specific variant, which is way aggressive. If you're not familiar with Yamato, the leader, on attack, it's a double attack every time. Very scary. Oh, yeah. And then I believe, what is it? After your opponent is down to 2 life, I believe, you can add 2 remaining rested Dawn onto whatever character for even more swing. So you're not just playing with 10, you're now playing with 12 energy.
Jeez. Yeah. You can actually go over. That's insane. Thanks for the sub, Neon. Appreciate you. Oh, wow. Yeah, let's get that sub train going. Really appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, I've noticed here in the deck here, I told you about the action cards. There's only what, 8 action cards here? What does that compare to your deck?
I think I run about the same because I run a lot of 2-ofs in mine. So it's like 2-2-2. So yeah, it's just so. He's running 2 events. Was it the 0 cost event? That's the same as the one I run 2 of in my deck for extra counter, and then he is also running 2000 Zamaru, which is an extra boost and also a resting of a character of 4 or less, which is a great finisher. Yeah.
Just zooming in here just to try and help you out a little bit at home. I didn't realize if you're on the phone, it's a little bit more difficult to see some of these, but obviously you One Piece fans clearly see the Yamato, the Ace.
And we'll do our best to, try to give the effects and how they're working and what they're doing on the field as they go.
Yeah. 4 pieces of this. Oh, look, Kazuki Momonosuke. I got this one of the special art. Really love that card. Hey, it's good to see Izo doing some work here.
Yeah, it's a brilliant 2K on play. Can rest a couple characters, some couple key blockers. Again, just like the Amaru, great finisher. If you just need that extra little nudge to get right through.
Yeah. This looks like a fantastic deck to play. I'll have to get a hold of you in the chat to see which deck do you think I should get started with here.
Yeah, it's a terribly fun deck, and it really makes you sweat when you're going up against it. Let me tell you.
Neon says I gifted a sub to Chris, who was about time we got a subscription from him. So yeah, good call. Yeah, Chris, now you're subscribed, whether you like it or not. During the One Piece section, can you believe it? All right. So with that, we know what both decks do. We know that Madaro is on the green, yellow Yamato versus you on
blue Ivankov.
Ivankov. I can't wait to see this gameplay. Let's just roll into it. And first start off with that beautiful Nika glow.
Oh, man. You're going to
see. This is absolute great. The sun god Nika has blessed us with his presence. I promise you the future content, the Glaiers won't exist.
No, it's because I have those buggy cards. It's just so flashy.
It's just so beautiful.
We play too flashy here.
See it. So the leader here is obviously Ivankov. We do have him on the side to help you out and see the cards. And hopefully throughout the gameplay, you'll be able to see and recognize what's happening between the gameplay. But there was a massive glare thing that we didn't realize when we first started recording this last week. And it took up so much of the space here that even Yamato is almost getting blown up by Nika here.
Yeah, it's all right. We got growing pains. We'll get through it.
Absolutely.
You know what? We'll just do better next time. It's going to be fine. And for those of you who can't really tell what Ivankov's leader effect is, it is if I have at the end of my turn a hand of 0, I get to draw an extra 2 cards.
Oh, good card draw. That fits right in with Magic the Gathering in blue.
Yeah, sounds nice. But you can do the math. It's really easy just to do the math behind it because it's hard to defend with just 2 cards.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I imagine, especially when you're trying to defend each one of those 5-6 attackers. We're going to see some amazing board states here. Let's get rolling into the gameplay.
All right, let's go. So
Shuffling up.
Both of us respectively cutting decks, making sure we're being honest here.
Yep. In that first 5, see if you can get a look to see if they want to. So he's counting it out.
All right.
Once they go into the point where they're letting out the life, which you're seeing here on the sides, this means they're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Now 4 because it's a dual color from Yamato, yeah?
Yep. Most dual color leaders have 4 with the exception of the couple that can't attack.
Can't attack. That's an interesting mechanic.
Yeah. All right. See, we have opening up. That's exactly what I want to see in my opening turn. I want to see that buggy so I can search a couple 5s, start getting my curve going, getting the cards that I want.
Nice 2000. Counter boldy too.
Yeah, looks like I picked up an Inazuma there. One of the new additions from this latest set, the extra booster. Kind of gives me a little bit more options. Its effect is at the end of my turn, if I have 2 or less, I get to draw another 2 cards.
Oh, excellent.
So combos perfectly with my leader effect.
Oh, absolutely. A good 1 turn. So remember, like, obviously we fixed the angle to catch some more here. You can't see the Don at all from Diego's side of the field, but there's 2 Don up in front.
Yeah. And then if I believe, if I'm correct, Medora passed his first turn because he unfortunately didn't have any first turn plays. So here we go and just swinging a wild 5 in the face. Okay. And the moment I saw that 2K, I thought, he's not counting with a 1K. I'm taking resources. Let's swing with the buggy. Let's get the most with this clown.
Smart. So now he's on 4. This is a good turn for a Yamato player. I'm surprised he didn't even attack in. Well, even when he ties, doesn't he win?
Well, first turn with the 2 Don, he can't really attack in. Okay. Yeah, that's usually what you want to do is you want to throw face to get those 2 cards and whittle me down. The issue with Ivankov is my whole deck is kind of counterintuitive where I want to get to that low hand size. Yeah. So I'm not afraid to give you my hand to block. And
he just turned his entire turn off just to put 4 on there.
Exactly. And that's kind of the detriment when it comes to, so you either land that hit and you get on a good pace or you don't. And I haven't developed anything and now I'm whittling cards out of that hand.
I noticed he's attacking with the player with Don on here. Does the Don mean anything in your turn?
No. So on the receiving turn, the Don doesn't mean anything unless the card has an effect. Like if you attach certain Don, it gets an effect.
Sure. Okay.
Let's see, this turn, I would be on my 5 Don.
Looks like number 5 here.
Yeah. So I played Mr. Galdino, number 2, and then for another extra 1, I played my stage.
Nice. And so what's the stage do?
Stage is I get to draw a card.
Okay.
And then I get to discard up to 3.
Wow.
So it gives me that good cycle, which was famous with the infamous leader Sakazuki, which is getting banned in 7 because it was too good.
Way too good.
And then it also gives you the option to obliterate my hand to then cycle even more later on.
Excellent. All right. So we're up to 6 on Yamato here. We're going to see just a 1.
Okay. 6. So yeah, he's kind of switching gears. So like you can tell now that he's like, if I don't start developing something, he's going to run away with it.
Yeah. I noticed you had a blocker there, so it just stop that.
Just blocked it. I probably don't have too much in my hand. I just needed something quick and easy. I know at 5 he's got no rush cards available to him, so I'm only looking at that 1 swing from leader.
Absolutely. And saving up that life. You're doing a really good job keeping up to 5. I know a lot of people in early games will sacrifice the life just to save the resources.
But. Yeah, well, that's kind of the counterintuitiveness of this deck, whereas like my life is kind of like a resource. So I want to have that big tempo. So you're kind of faced with that decision. Do I rail into the life or do I go for board? Like if I don't clear the board, I'm going to get all those 7 hits right to the face.
Oh, absolutely. All right, Ivankov, no Don.
Yeah, we're just going to keep poking because, again, we're not really going to turn the gas on until we get those big bodies up on the board.
Yeah, and I did want to take a point here. If any of you saw at home, he looked at the Don before picking it up in his hand. Can you explain to us why they didn't do that?
So the reason that we're doing that is because if some of the cards on the bottom will have a little black box that is labeled trigger. When it is hit out of life and that card has a trigger ability, you can trigger it from the life for free.
Wow.
And some of these cards have some pretty nasty triggers. Yeah. I know yellow runs a lot of triggers that will develop a body on board for a certain cost, if not for free. Other cards will just obliterate your characters on the board. Some will heal you. So there's just a huge mess of things that can go wrong.
Yeah. And is there a timing situation? I know like in Magic the Gathering, sometimes if they add it to the hand, usually that's already declaring that there wasn't anything there because obviously you can't keep track of which card was there. So that there's a rule in place in One Piece where they have to check it while it's on the field and reveal it there. They cannot let it get to their hand. So if you're at home and have never played this game before, make sure it never hits the hand because there's a risk that you can see yourself as cheating. And obviously it's not the case for a lot of people. They make mistakes.
Yeah.
But it's good heads up play. I really like that from Madaro. He just clicked it up, looked at it, looked for that black box, added the hand from
Yeah, if anything, it's really good internet-like gameplay when you're doing webcam stuff. You know, in person, it's a lot easier to be like, that was the card that came straight through. You know, you can be like, oh, yeah, I'll give it to you, you know.
Absolutely. All right, we'll continue off the gameplay. Thank you for that little 7 drop Ivankov.
So there we go. We're on our 7 Dawn right on curve. So it looks like I activated Ivankov's effect, which is, if it's a mouthful, if you have 3 or less cards, you get to draw up to 3. And then at the end of that, you can play an Impel Down type card with 6 cost or less.
And that's a Luffy here.
And that is the Luffy. And the
now, is he 6 cost or 5 cost?
C is a 6 cost. 6 cost, 7,000.
Wow.
Yeah. And if that's not enough, he also has a pretty dirty ability. On play and on attack, I can discard 2 cards from my hand, shove a 4 cost or less back to either one of our respected hands. So if I had a utility card I wanted back in my hand, it's back in my hand. If he's got a blocker in the way, it's back in his hand.
All right.
And then he gets double attack on top of that.
Excellent. All right. So it looks like we're going to load up here. 3 done. 8,000.
Yep.
8,000 coming towards your leader.
It looks like I'm just going to have to take that because I probably don't have enough cards in hand.
And double hit too. Yeah, later game.
But it is kind of a double-edged sword because he's looking at that Luffy now, and the more cards he gives me is the more stuff that I have to throw away to activate that double attack.
All right. Looks like we got a Portuguese here.
Oh, yeah.
Yours didn't attack. Why did his attack first?
So Portuguese has a special effect. On play, if he is at 2 life or less, he gains Rush.
Excellent.
Which lets essentially no summoning sickness. He can go straight in.
Absolutely. Yeah. We call it haste in Magic the Gathering. So, yeah.
And I don't think we caught it on camera, but I believe I did not take that hit. I used a Gum Gum Rain, which is that 0 cost event. So I probably pitched an extra card and then,
notice you didn't take one for your life pool, so I imagine that has to be the case. Again, the camera only improves the more we do this content. Today it's going to be a glare issue and maybe some of the cutoff issues, but I promise you the content's going to get better. Nika just really wanted to make sure that he was present to show his glare and his glory. And to this, our first time trying the Championship Series coverage here on Twitch and Twitch and Twitter at the same time, or X. Sorry, Elon, don't kill me here.
So we just like to believe that the Sun God Nika is shining on the people who are free from the meta.
All right, so we got Ivankov's attacking the Portuguese.
Here's where it really starts to settle in. We're going Portuguese, and I'm telling them, hey, either you give me those cards out of your hand, and then you're gonna get this double life coming right at you, and you're gonna have less resources, and you're gonna go down to 0, or you give me the ace.
All right,
it's those hard calls.
Absolutely. Got all that those down available to you right now to grow it up. Looks like you're gonna put up 7.
7 on the leader.
Okay.
Still leaves us be another 7, so
Madaro's got a full grip here. Really surprised you feel confident with just 2.
Oh yeah, because again, right now we're in the process. Ivankov is very much just like, you deal with these 7s. I want those cards out of your hand.
Absolutely.
If you don't give them to me, you're just going to keep dealing with these 7s. So, it's also another stressor. He's got to think, like, what do I get rid of and what do I play next turn?
Oh, it's going to take the hit. It's going to take the life. Okay.
Yeah, so he's taking the 1.
And still in a good position. We got number 2.
So we put down a blocker because I know, again...
And Dolphy, blasting the blast.
So, I think at this point I was kind of asking him. He either has to play, because I believe in his next turn he's on 10. So he has to show me the Hody Jones, which will take his life, but rest 2 4 cost or less. And the reason I put the 2 blockers to kind of bait that out was because he takes that life, he's down to 0.
Absolutely.
And if he plays that Hody Jones, he's only got 3 down to put up a blocker, any kind of defense.
Absolutely makes sense. Okay.
And even with the Hody Jones on field, if he hits me with his leader, I still have 3 life,
Yeah.
He's got nothing to kind of close the...
Okay. Especially the full grip here. What is he on? Is there a maximum hand size for One Piece?
No, there's not.
Okay.
There have been certain cards that have been introduced that kind of scared the living bejesus out of certain people.
Okay. Are they limiting your hand size?
No, it was as there is a blue card in right now called Pudding. She's a 4-cost character, and on play, you return the whole hand to your deck, shuffle, draw 5.
Oh, wow.
Some real Pokemon shenanigans.
Yeah, right? A whole reset and rebuild. All right, he's going for the double attack on your leader, I assume.
Going for the 6, yeah.
Doffing in a block.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he's good for something, see?
Yeah, because again, and watch. So yeah, so he's dropping 9 for the Yamato. So
just trashing.
Didn't expect that one. Yeah, so Yamato will KO a cost character equal to both of your lives. So I had 3, he had 1.
Yep.
That was the perfect 4 to get rid of my blocker.
Wow.
And then you can also heal 1 if you have less than 1.
Excellent. Okay. And does she have the double attack the same as the leader here?
Unfortunately, not. No.
Okay.
This is the character. Just the leader card itself has the double attack.
Gotcha.
But being a 9 body, it is still frightening.
I can imagine. You don't have anything up that way. You got a 7 with your Ivankov, and Luffy is a 6.
2 7s and a 2.
Or 2 7s.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, like at this point in the game, I am racing him.
Absolutely.
So I'm kind of giving him the option. It's like you either attack my board, so I don't murder you next turn, or you try to go for life, and there's a chance that you don't make it.
Absolutely.
So here we go. I'm swinging just a little 5 poke, trying to test the hand out.
That's a 1K, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I think he countered with a 2K.
That's a 2K.
That's a 2K Yamato, yeah.
So you'd be thinking again that he's using his resources.
He's using his more expensive resources. He doesn't have those ones. Or he has ones that he doesn't want to get rid of because he wants to use them next turn.
Oh, excellent. There's 2 different places here. All right. Wait, we got a subscriber. 15 shout out AI.
Oh, woo.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for the subscribe. Or another follow. But still, thank you. We're only 2 away from getting our follower goal. So if you're out there,
let's go.
hit that follower button. Get us up to that next goal. Yes, second copy. All right.
Go. Another Ivankov. And again, I think I had enough cards to draw another 2. So I only had 1 in hand. So I'm toting around with 3.
Okay. Oh, another copy
of Luffy.
So just 2 of them summoning sick. You got 3 attackers now. He's at 2 life. You got to leave up some stuff. Any of these have blocker ability?
None of them. So I'm really like, again, razor's edge. So I'm asking him either you deal with these bodies or you deal with me.
Can we take it 4 hits? And he's not dealing with it. Takes a hit. Obviously, at 1 with this, I imagine he doesn't really care because he's got a lot of life gain cards.
Yeah, and at 1, 2, the double attack doesn't do anything because double attack won't hit for the last life and the last hit. It just hits for the 1.
Okay.
So here we're going with Luffy for the big 9K swing. Again, we're kind of gauging. Looks like he's got like 6 or 5 cards in hand. I know even if they're all 2Ks, if he wants to block out of it, he's got to give me a lot of his hand.
Absolutely.
Which leaves him really stressed the next turn.
Nope, going to take the hit. Okay. And revealed nothing.
Yep.
So he's out of life. That means what happened? Or nope, gets to put 1 back?
I believe he had a trigger.
Okay.
From their what was it again? Yeah, that's what it was. It was a trigger, and he was just looking at his hand. Discard 2, and he gains a life.
Okay, all right. So just kind of replace this up. What a lucky hit on that one. There's some variance going to pay off for you.
Yellow's mechanic is very much like playing around with your life, swapping things in and out of top of it, triggering those big things like that. And it really, really changed the course of the game. You go like, oh yeah, I got this, and then they get an extra blocker on field. It's like, oh, game's over, and I got it.
So Garrett, we're gonna see some tapping the Don. Looks like he's gonna play. Interesting. Is this an action?
So here we go. I think he's maximizing the total amount because he knows he's got to hit with everything. So he's got 10.
Okay.
He just used 3.
And real interesting play here. Remember, all you out. Tell him Chris is here. I've always been wondering if there's a place to find meta decks currently in One Piece. Do you know if there's any place?
Yes, there is a gentleman who runs a website by the URL of OPTCG Top Decks.
Okay. Is this something we can do in between the channel and kind of post that out to him?
Totally, yeah.
Excellent.
Right. But yeah, they have posted meta decks from Japan, US, Europe, all that stuff, categorized very neatly.
Fantastic.
Nice and easy, even with nice and easy lists that you can just copy straight into the simulator if you know about that as well.
Yep.
So great stuff, great resources.
Fantastic. I shouted AI says, so what you're saying is I can make a Japanese deck with my new Frankie card. Absolutely can.
Absolutely can. Unfortunately, if you're playing any legal events, we can't use the Frankie card because it is in Japanese. But you know what? If you ever come down to the store, my buddy Ken, I know who you are. I got a deck for you. I'll make a Frankie deck the moment that leader hits for you. But
all right, absolutely. Yeah, obviously we have to fall within the rules of because Japan has this out. They kind of like really set the meta well before we get out there. But in an opportunity that we can, I don't understand why, if it is legal within the English set series, you could play with Japanese cards. I've got a lot of them. If that just helps you out, as long as you can be able to reference the card, show it, and say what the text is. So obviously we can't always read Japanese. We're not all that special. I wish.
Yeah, this isn't the playground anymore. It's like my Luffy card beats me because it won in the show.
Plot armor, I win. Is that how it works? But yes, it'll definitely be making it is playable to everybody. We want to include as much people as possible. Get these events to have this most amount of attention, the most amount of attendance as possible, and help lead us into an amazing top 16 where we're going to dedicate an entire day to the top players. Profiles, everything, some interviews, talking to all the players on that given Saturday, and then see who's going to win that amazing prize support we covered at the beginning of this beginning of this video. One more comment before we get started. It says, I Shot at AI says, it's no sweat. Let me just take a few years of Japanese language course, right? Dude, who needs to do anything else in their life but learn Japanese? Yeah. Let's go. I mean, I know I want to. Come on, Oda, bring me back to Japan. I'll learn Japanese.
Let's gotta get that Duolingo bird.
All right, so we're on his attack here.
Yeah, so I think
it's interesting he played an action spell on his turn. That's not normal.
I believe right now he is going for a game. He is going for the kill because he's kind of seeing the writing on the wall where if he doesn't survive, if I don't die this turn, he's looking at 4 7K natural swings to the face.
Oh, wow. But can he do it? He needs to have a rush card, right? Because we have 3 total, you have 3 life, and they have to get you from 0 to 10.
So here we go. So he's at 10 right now. He just used 2 for Amaru, which busts him up to 3.
Okay.
And then extra 1, which will give him a total of 9. So here's the dirty sauce. This is a new card from the new set as well. It's called Gum Gum Champion Rifle. And what it does is it gives me a plus 2,000, but it will then return an active character on their board of their choice. But unfortunately, he only had the 1, so it's got to go back. So it kind of stifled him. But again, it was just for the effect of returning that card so he didn't have the attack. I still took the 2 hits.
Okay, and we're going to skip to the next video. This is probably going to happen a lot here. Interesting. Did you guys keep playing through that?
Yeah, we did. So
there we go.
I can let you know exactly what happened.
We caught back up. Apparently just skipped too far ahead.
Yeah, so I think he kind of saw that it wasn't going to happen and didn't go because I thought he was going to play the Hody Jones.
Okay.
And just go for it. But again, that would only have been 1 hit, leaving me with the 1 to keep going.
Here. All right, Portuguese.
So it looks like
this one's got rush.
Yeah. So it looks like his play was to play the Hiyori, which will let him look at that life card.
Okay.
Take it to his hand and then play whatever he wants back on it.
Ooh, that's good.
So now I know there's some sneaky sauce there.
Mm-hmm.
So his next move is then he'll play the rush ace, and he's just trying to get me.
But he's not even going for the lever here because he knows he can't kill you, or just to get off the attackers. Oh, yo!
Yes, to get me 1 exactly.
3 defense, and all 3 cards. That's your whole hand, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah, because again, I'm seeing the writing on the wall. Like if I survive and I'm down to even if I take that last card, if he can't answer these 4 bodies, which is pretty hard.
Yeah.
I just have to connect with 2 hits. So I've got 10 Dawn and a bunch of 7Ks.
7Ks for days. You're not even stocking up the Dawn here. Just gonna hit the 7K, try to get those resources out.
Exactly. So there we go.
Reveal the card
so there's the trigger that he put on top of there, knowing. So he's I think it's a discard, and you get to get a life.
Okay.
So
is this a known life or an unknown life?
Unknown life. So it's just from the top of the deck.
Okay. Unknown. Okay. All
so there we go. No trigger. So then we're just kind of
your leader yet.
Yeah.
Ooh.
At that. Yeah.
Oh, that's concession right there. Yeah. Wow. So many different attackers were able to protect your Ivankov, or was it Luffy that you protected that last turn?
I believe it was a Luffy he was going for, or just one of the 7K attackers with that ace. But again, I just knew that I needed every single opportunity to just whittle that hand down and just go for face.
Fantastic. All right, game 1 going to our boy. Congratulations, little pound cake. You taking that game 1.
Love that little star sticker.
All right. Now, we know where the gameplay is. I'm going to skip a little bit ahead because I think if I remember, I saw C0008 and you guys hadn't even begun yet. So we're going to skip a little bit ahead here. Restructuring.
Because they're probably getting through our mulligans, stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah, I did. I had to skip over to 8. This is that you're going to see a lot of skipping here. We had that battery issue that has now been resolved. Thank you very much for helping us out, LifeLink, and getting through these struggles. But we had some issues with these amazingly complex and beautiful camera that LifeLink is supplying for us. But unfortunately, known to have battery issues. So when you're recording in 4K, that battery is just, yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, I believe my wife hopped on the TikTok train and was doing some Lego videos, and we ran into that too, where the phone would just shut off after a moment. I was like, why is this happening? I was because it's recording everyking in 4K. Yes. I was just like, good lord.
It's great to have the high quality. I love it because at home when this thing gets fixed, you're gonna be able to read the cards if you're looking on your TV or looking at a high resolution phone that you can zoom in here. You can actually read the names of the cards with the new studio setup that we got in here. Fix the lighting.
Oh, all right.
I loved it every single time you moved in. I was like, can you just stay there? Just stay there so you can see.
Just get a little flash of that beautiful Frankenfurter face.
Yo, all right, Momonosuke hitting the play here.
Yeah, so now he's finally got his first turn play. I believe he decided to go first this time because loser obviously takes after the roll.
Yep.
So he's playing his Mononosuke. Nice little searcher for Ueno cards in there.
Okay, so we're going to pause a little bit because we got some chat here, and I also want to cover something that we forgot to cover from you in the beginning. This is not like a normal One Piece where it's like best of one, right?
Yes.
We wanted to go with the European market to get some more gameplay for you at home. So it's going to be best 2 out of 3, something you may not be used to, but this gives us an opportunity, the variance of losing the die roll or the variance of maybe that hand
just not hitting the garbage. Exactly.
We want more gameplay. We want to really showcase a lot of these decks. So we've taken the model for this tournament to go best 2 out of 3. Go to the chat. Midnight says batteries don't like 4K. Yes. Midnight, yes. And Hayden Pitchford says, when Teddy was born, I took a 30-minute 4K video of him in the hospital, and it drained 60% of my battery and took 2 hours to process.
Yeah, that is another one of the problems. Yeah, it was the moment she'd be like, oh, yes, editing just takes so long. I was like, why is it taking so long? There's no way.
Yeah.
That's because you're moving like 10 gigs worth of footage for like maybe 10 minutes stuff.
Right? Even the portable SD drive that I take back and forth gets full up on these things. We had to upgrade the SD on the camera to make sure it could get the full coverage because it emptied out. I think on one of the recordings we had there, it just filled up, and I had to get it off so we could keep recording. So I just sat there trying to take the data from the SD card on the laptop, and we must have been there for like 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, man.
It's just absolutely nuts. I got a bigger SD card to make sure that doesn't become a problem. And I even got these terabyte drives that we're actually playing this from right now.
Very cool.
Terabyte, just to make sure that there's no issue with transferring space.
Super shiny down there, y'all.
Yeah, right? All right, back to the gameplay. Thank you.
So we have the opening Momo turn. There we go.
Going in for an attack. All right. Because you have to equip down to get the double attack.
No.
Okay.
The double attack will happen regardless of however much he's putting on there.
Oh, wow. 3 hit.
He's going for the big one.
Yep. So already putting you low on resources in hand, but this is exactly what you want, right?
Yep. And I believe I just counted the 2 2Ks out of that thing. So, took 2 cards out of my hand, but you know what?
Hey,
that's fine with me.
In the play, this is almost like a repeat of what we just saw.
Oh, yeah.
The only difference here is that Madaro is on the play this time.
So if I remember right, I was trying to cook something up. I don't think that that search was the best there, just grabbing a 2K. I think I was just trying to survive mostly. Yeah, seeing no real big plays here, just kind of swinging face. Exactly, just trying to apply pressure. So when I do start getting those big bodies, it's just that much more pressure. He's like, oh, I don't have 4 left anymore. I'm looking at 2 and
right. But you have to think about that too, because we know that the yellow does really well with the lighting here. Yeah. I got a little excited on the table here.
Oh yeah, I think later on we'll see a couple matches and with a couple more leaders that are more technical. Like the strategy is more to stack that life, and you'll see some interesting combos out of there.
All right.
All right, so we're going to do a search with the Momo. So this is a different searcher than the buggy. So the buggy is an on-play searcher, whereas the Momo is a activate on main. So you have to play him for 1 and then rest energy to search as well.
But you can do this multiple times, right?
Yes, it is. You can do it as many times as you want.
Wow.
But as you'll see, we're not really going to let him. with 0 power, it's
really easy.
It's a really easy thing to knock out. You feel kind of bad because it's Momo, but
yeah. Yeah, but I mean, that's exactly why you would play a buggy like this, right? Because the buggy's a good answer to this.
Mm-hmm. So as you can see, I think he swung another big, tall number into my face. At this point, you kind of got to take it.
Yeah.
You know.
Early game, you haven't even really set up your board state yet. You haven't even got to 5 Dawn yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the first turn you got up to like 6 Dawn because you're on the draw.
On the draw, yep. And there are a couple things I'd want to do on the job. See, there we go.
Yeah, take care of that Momo.
Exactly.
Getting some utilization of a card you normally can't attack with. With 2K, he has to get it up at least 3, and that sacrifices 3 Dawn just to get a single attack from Buggy. It's not really the position you want to be. Oh, got the stadium on play. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Sorry for the jumpiness again. This is all just the camera transitioning from one video to the next because the battery kept overheating. We're bringing this content to you in the best way we know how. Through 60 videos.
Yeah. So there we go. We're activating our stage. I think it was the first time.
Was it on play?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it only one activation?
Yeah, only one activation.
Okay.
So usually say like rest the stage, something like that.
Okay. All right. Hey, our HR manager making a visit here. Hey, Kai.
Hey, what's up, Kai?
You want to be on camera? Come on up here. Come on up here. Don't put your head down. You can't be on camera. All right, so what exactly has happened with the stage here? You activated it? So
activate it, you draw a card, and then I have the choice to discard 1 at minimum up to 3.
Okay, up to 3. Okay.
Yeah, so that kind of gives me the ability to activate, my leader effect or that, Zuma effect to just draw more.
All right, number 2 hitting the table here.
Yeah.
I shot at AI, says, it looks like I got a weak signal here on the road. I'm going to drop, but I hope you guys have a good stream. Yeah, if you can hit it up and refresh, whatever, I really appreciate it. I shouted.
Thank you for coming out, yeah.
We'll hit you up in the DMs as best we possibly can and see if we can get your address to send out the pack. But thank you for the comment. Out there, if you can help us hit that follower goal, we just need one more follower to hit our goal for the day.
Oh, nice.
And if you chat in the group, we're going to be giving away a free pack.
Ooh.
So we got a defense here from your leader from that Yamato. Mm-hmm. Looks like you ate a counter, or ate a defense counter, yeah?
Yep. All right, so he's drawn for turn. Let's see what kind of shenanigans he's going to pull. I believe he just swung a 9 at my face, so he should be on the...
Should be on 5.
Should be on the 5 Dawn turn. So there's a couple of things you could do here. Develop a couple nasty bodies that I got to deal with.
Or just put all the Dawn and just attack.
Keep going,
phase. Yeah. He knows you're low on resources.
But, if he were to put everything on that leader and just swing, I've got that blocker right there, kind of just staring at him and it's like, yeah, go ahead, invest everything.
Drop another 0 drop here. Mm-hmm. Another one of the searchers.
Again, so that's the Hiyori, so that will allow him to look at the top of take that top life, and then filter something from his hand onto that top life to kind of choose what he will trigger next.
Absolutely.
There we go. Placing what he wants in there.
Brilliant. Yeah, that's a really big effect from Yellow here, being able to put those special counters into the life pool so he can utilize them when he needs to.
Mm-hmm. And I think we swung on just a little 5 into life, I believe. I think he's going to try to develop something else here.
You're going to see a lot of skipping. It looks like we're doing time warp stuff, but this was just because the camera kept overheating and I had to turn it off, turn it back on again.
And there we go. I think I just counted the 1 out of that. Pretty easy,
I think this is the most we've been able to see your board state. Oh, here we go, Kazuki.
So we got the Kazuki Momo, and he's a blocker. Mode. And then he'll also have the ability to take any Wayno card that you have on the field and put it in your life, effectively healing him even more.
Wow. Yeah, and so he's got a face up life here. Mm-hmm. It's not going to trigger. It doesn't have black borders, but it at least is another point of life.
Yeah, and it is a 2K too. So he gets it back in the hand. That's a 2K counter that he has to.
It has a powerful combo set.
Oh yeah.
Especially with resource management here. What is the attack of this? What is the power it's using?
Of the Momo? Yeah. I believe, it's just a 5K blocker right there.
Okay, blocker. All right.
Let me double check on that.
We're going to have a lot of moments here where you guys think these things through. I was watching you guys live here, and I noticed that a lot of times you went deep in the tank trying to see what was going to be the aggressive point, what was going to be the defensive point.
Yeah, a lot of it is going to be like, counting out things like, oh, he's got 4 cards in hand, I got this much energy. I can force him to take this because there's only a maximum amount he can counter with this much energy and things like that. There's a lot of that thinking going on, a lot of like, okay, if I hit here, there. Sequencing is very important because, again, I unfortunately, we can't see my Dawn, but I could be holding up one, and that's always the fright of that champion rifle going like, if I swing, that blocker's coming right to my hand,
right?
And then that's more resources that I have to put out, put it down on the board.
And number 3 down here, he is a blocker.
Yes. No, Mr. Galdino, number 2. He is a blocker. He's a 3. He's a 4,000. Is he?
Well,
Mr. 2 is Bonclay, right?
Yes. He's got that beautiful little 3 on top of his head here.
So he is a 4-cost, 5K blocker. But the sweet part about Mr. 3 is not only is he a blocker, but at the end of the turn, you can discard a card from your hand and he can restand, effectively making a nice little poke 5,
Absolutely. Let's get some S in the chat for Mr. 3, the goat of One Piece. If you've seen Impel Down, you know what I'm talking about. That actual card is from Impel Down. I noticed he had the prisoner uniform.
Oh, yeah. So, this, I think OP2, they had the introduction of Ivankov as leader along with Magellan.
Yes, the gatekeeper, the prison guard.
So it's very funny. The blue cards in the set were very much the prisoners, and, the purple cards were all of the jailer beasts and the jail staff.
I love the theme in there. That's fantastic. Impel Down, great series. Got to watch it. Watch it all the way through. Trust me, it's got some great story implications.
Oh, yeah.
I love seeing Luffy break into prison. One prison that was inescapable.
Let's see.
We got defense here.
He's countering out. He's trying to figure out again. He's in that tank thinking, what do I get rid of? What can I utilize next turn? What can I feasibly just let go?
All right. Oh, hey, here we go. We got another.
Here we're starting off. We
seven drop of Ivankov. Right?
The magic is happening. We had 2 in hand. You get to draw the extra 1.
You did a great job of controlling this board state too here. Oh, a double drop.
Yep. And then we have the new Inazuma finally making an appearance. So,
and this is off the trigger from the Ivankov, yeah? So now 2 7 powers, a 2K, and Mr. 3 is a 5K?
Yep. And we just discarded it. We ended our turn, discarded a card to make sure that he is back up. And I believe at this point, it had no hands in card. Try to play it that way out. So actually, no, I believe I had 1 card in hand because we didn't do it just right. Or I think what I needed was just too good to give up.
Okay.
So it only triggered the Inazuma effect, which just lets me draw 2.
Okay. All right.
So we have 3 in hand, I believe, at this point.
Seems like a good number. I want to see if they're going to over commit here. I've seen a lot of times where people, some of these matches, they just put like 10 Dawn underneath it. And we're like, I'm going balls to the wall. That's what we're doing. Yeah. Like, I'm all out. I'm all in.
Yeah, but again, he's got to kind of think because he got that blocker on field. Anything big like that, completely negated because of that one little blocker. And, if you don't have an answer to rest it or something like that, you're not really doing much.
Is yellow or green known for resting? I know that some of the color spectrums is that they're known for resting type effects, but which one of them? Both of them?
Green probably has the most effects that just rest things on play, with effect and things like that. Oh, so here we go. He stacked that life up high enough to have that big 7, getting rid of that Inazuma because he knows it is too much value to be drawn 4 cards every turn.
Oh, absolutely. And what's the cost on that was 7? So you should be able to replay it if you wanted to, but that's going to be most of your turn.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so actually the Yamato kills it. So it doesn't return to hand.
So it's trashed.
It's gone, yeah.
All right. Wow. Looked like it was a return to hand. Ouch. All right. There anything that's been, we use, in Magic we call this reanimator, stuff that brings back from the graveyard. But your trash bin, is there anything that a mechanic or a color spectrum that does that?
Yes, there's a couple leaders. You'll find it really appropriate. Thriller Bark is the
most.
Gecko Moria is the deck that plays things out of the garbage, can summon things out of the garbage.
All right.
There are a couple other cards that do somewhat the same. I believe there's a Rebecca blocker that will play certain things out of the garbage. That's the secret sauce of most of those decks.
Makes sense for Rebecca. That's definitely lore accurate. All right. And then it's, I imagine he's black, right?
Yes.
Yep. That would make the most
He is one of the current meta boogeyman, if you will.
Really?
Kind of fallen off a little bit now with the introduction of RP Law being just so quick. But for the last couple sets, especially since the start of OP6, he was running some stuff.
All right. So 6K coming attack for number 3. We're gonna see defense 2K. Is this telling you anything?
Yeah. If I remember right, it's just kind of like I'm just trying to get cards out of that hand, because I know I have 2 things he's already set up to deal with. So I just kind of have to take that on the chin.
And just to kind of rules thing, we're going to pause the gameplay for just 2 seconds once it lets me see my mouse. I can't see my mouse. Where'd it go?
There we go. Where?
It's not letting me see the mouse. All right, here we go. So just before we get into this, I noticed he picked up the face-up card. Is there an order to this that you have to pick it up from top down?
Yeah, so you will decide which card is usually first. So I believe is when you're placing your life down, the first card you place down is the last life that you take.
Absolutely. So it is absolutely imperative through the rules that you make sure you follow the order. So you can't just randomly pick stuff.
Especially when you're stacking life like this, like Katakuri leader will have you look at your cards and you can kind of move them up and down as you wish. So when it comes to things like that, the order is very imperative. If you start going I'm going to take from the bottom, take from the top, take from the bottom, you can't really alternate. You got to go from top.
I think that's a really smart idea. Especially, I don't think there's going to be any cheaters out there, but obviously when there's an opportunity, you're always going to have bad actors. And this is a way to prevent people from marking their cards and knowing which one. So if they can't really just pick a different one to flip over because they know based on some marking that you might not see.
Exactly.
And it's not, I think, honestly, especially at the store, don't let people cheat. I haven't seen a single one of them. They look very, very heavy up on making sure it's good gameplay. But I do like that is kind of counterintuitive to making sure people don't cheat.
I think the only infamous cheating things we've heard thus far are really stemming from the online events.
Okay.
Because, you have such a limited window of space, it's really easy to kind of do certain things.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You have the famous, throw the card into my lap and just pick up another one. We had the infamous under D table that happened.
Okay. So you can't get away with that here. Not on a live event. This is top down. You won't be able to.
It'd be hard pressed to hide a dude under the table. It's what's Phil doing down there?
I'll probably be in the studio going, this looks a little sus.
Yeah.
Mark says CDH and MTG has similar issue with the virtual tournaments and cheating. Yeah. I understand that if there's the opportunity to do so when someone feels their ego is so necessary that they have to, it happens. And it's not a good thing. No, don't be a cheater. Seriously, out there, if you've ever thought about being a cheater, you will be remembered for the rest of your life as being a cheater.
Yeah, it's a card game.
Yeah, let's have some fun.
You go cheat at stocks or something.
Right?
Make some real money.
Right? Do something that's actually going to be beneficial in your life here.
Yeah.
Don't just cheat at a card game.
Please
let's have some fun.
Don't commit fraud. Please
no, we do not condone that. We do not condone that. This has been a PSA from Humber Pod. Do not conduct any criminal activity.
Pay your taxes, everybody. Yeah.
Pay your taxes. Taxman's after me. All right, we'll get back into gameplay. Sorry about that. I just wanted to cover that. I thought it was really neat in the way that it's stacked up. Continue on.
All right, let's see. He is countering out of
another copy of that counter from ESO.
I think I saw
seeing ESO here. That's is that an OP1 or 2?
OP1.
Nice.
So it is an old card. It's had a couple of reprints, which is nice. They'll issue a couple of reprints every now and then, like the tournament packs, the dash packs, full arts of stuff.
Midnight Witch says, I'm going to try and be brave enough to play tomorrow. All right.
Yeah, let's go.
You just come out and have a good time. There isn't a single person on here that's ever going to treat you wrong. And there is a rule in the store. If anyone is ever made to be felt unwelcome, you will be kicked out by making that person feel unwelcome.
Yeah.
We welcome all players. The barrier of entry is the interest in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we need. And all these people love it. I've seen 3-4 kids who've never played. I'm going to go on a little soapbox here. All right, soapbox time. We have had at least 6 or 7 people show up to LifeLink Game, have never played the game before. And I watched as all of you united saying, hey, I want to help. I want to help. I want to put the...
Oh, yeah.
And you just took the kids under your wing and said, hey, what are you playing with? And you're giving them deck ideas. You were telling them about the strategies. Like, I don't really understand how to play. And you're like, doesn't matter. We're going to do it. We're going to show you. And it just, the kids getting better and better and better that I'm watching from this gameplay.
Because at the end of the day, like if, obviously we all want to get better at the game. And,
Naturally.
You're not going to get better at the game if you're playing a kid who, can't find packs out there in the wild because,
another rough issue.
Other adults with full-time paying jobs would just clean the store out.
Yeah, right.
So, obviously, you give cards when you can. It's not like I'm dying over here to hold on to some of these. I get my play sets. I have enough to play. Why not?
Absolutely.
We have a lot of really big really big family dudes in the community. I know Ver, shout out to Ver F Dog.
Yeah, F Dog.
He has I have seen him just hand decks to people and go like, use this for the week. I gotta go to work. Hand it back when you're done.
I'd love to see it because in the Magic community, the homebros are known for the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. We have decks for days, every single thing tier 1 made up already. We go into a tournament. I got this big gray bag that I bring with me, and there's like, I don't have a deck for this format. Drop the green bag. So what do you want to play? I've got all the tier 1 decks. Let's go.
Yeah.
Because it's about, I can't get better if I don't play better people. And the only way I'm going to get better people is if they get better and I get better.
Yep.
So we have to get better together. That's just the rub of it. If you allow your tournament area to be sloppy in gameplay, not understand the rules, play off meta stuff constantly, and it's not to say that you have to play off meta, but you want to be able to at least be prepared for these bigger events, like One Piece throws up in Canada, and One Piece throws up in these like once a year massive tournaments. You need good practice against some of the best of the best. The only way you're going to have that in your community is if you lift your community up to being able to play good heads up One Piece. And I gotta say, honestly, in this community here, we've got some of the best players I've ever seen. And I'm not just making another joke that I only know so many. They legitimately, the quality of heads up play, the way they announce their triggers and announce their plays, you're working with some sincere professionals that want to get you to be as good as them, if not better.
Yeah, we do have a lot of big competitors in our scene. I know we have a handful of guys that have top 32 at events. Yeah. A lot of people who I've seen just dominate pre-releases, all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get back to the gameplay. Sorry about the little diatribe. Just wanted to make sure that you know in the community, we are constantly hosting stuff. The content gets better with all of your help and support. The more the community comes out, obviously we're not going to, I know the economy is difficult. We're not trying to beg for money or like anything like that because we understand it's not easy. But if you could just come out, play the game, help us in the store, show some attention, get some love out here. It all goes a long way to helping us grow the community and make a better platform for all of you to enjoy this. And hopefully you'll get better at the game just watching with us. I get the privilege of watching you play the game, and I can actually get better just by watching it. And I hope that's the same for you. Back to the gameplay.
All right, let's see. I think we left off. I just played another Ivankov, and not the most optimal play. I think we played a number 3 off of it. So, not getting that full 6 off of there, just kind of, I think we're just holding on to our pants with trying to have those 2 blockers on field.
Yeah. I believe the Ivankov is still summoning sick for that turn.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you remember correctly, was it, who was in the center there? Was it
It was another Ivankov, yeah.
Okay, so double Ivankov.
So we got the board at double Ivankov, double number 3.
And Buggy just trying to keep those 0 drops in check.
Oh, yeah.
Those little 0 power creatures. I like he's got the extra versatility. I really enjoy that. Where he is weak enough, and it's kind of canon for the show, but he definitely does a lot of good work on making sure those 0 blockers.
Here we go. We have a really dangerous player right here. So he's got plenty of resources to take that life now.
Oh,
so yeah,
resting 2 of your blockers.
Resting 2 cost 4s on play with the cost of a life, and he has rush.
Oh, good grief. Cody Jones coming in rough here.
And if I'm correct, if the leader ability is, they have to be at 2. He is also triggered into his leader effect, which lets him put an extra 2 Dawn.
Absolutely.
So here we go.
3 swings. Kazuki, Odin, no defenders here.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be rough waters.
So here he goes, swinging in with 9K Yamato. Go ahead and take that.
You got 4 new cards in here. Can you survive this round? This could be it. 10K.
This is the big 10.
From Hody Jones, you're going to drop 4.
We did not have it.
Oh, you didn't have it? Oh, that was a concession. All right.
Because we had, I think in hand, it looks like we had 2 of the Red Rock events, a Dofi blocker, which is just 1K, and a champion rifle that we didn't have the energy for. So completely dead hand. And again, sometimes that's how it goes. You just don't see what you want to see.
And all those life and all the counters, you didn't get anything.
Just steamroll.
That is the power of Yamato. Personal favorite character of mine.
I'll say again, you saw how dangerous it was because he, with that Hody Jones, he went into activating his leader effect and putting those extra 2 Dawn.
There you go, Madaro. Tied up. We're going into round 3. This is what I like to see. 3 rounds of One Piece TCG. Now on the play, little pound cake.
Let's see.
We're going to see it start off with a buggy again?
I hope so. I feel if everything goes right, you want to see a buggy or a stage on the first play.
Okay. Those are the 1 drops that you have. Any 0 drop? Well, obviously the counter assault you taught.
There are other variants that run a 1 cost Perona from the first set. Lets you do the same thing as the blocker Dofi, which is, I believe you guys call it scrying in Magic.
Scrying, yeah. Look at the top deck, look at the bottom, leave it there.
And I think earlier,
Buggy just loves you. Opener every single time. LifeLink Games says, "You got this," and Midnight says, "Thanks, LifeLink." Yes, thank you, LifeLink.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving us a place to play the game. Thank you for giving us a place where we can really enjoy this and get some amazing competitive play. Ooh. Hey, did we get our follower goal here?
I think we did.
Sasuke is now following. I believe that hits us up to 82 goals accomplished. Thank you. Let's go. That is how you do the stream. First time on One Piece, and we got both our goals met. Thank you so much, the community. Excellent. That is awesome.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it greatly.
Midnight Witch, the community is here and very welcome to make it out. You'll fit right in 100%, Neon, 100%. You're all welcome. Sauce Mama says, yes! And I couldn't agree more, Sauce. I couldn't agree more. All right, back to the gameplay. I'm sorry, I get really excited when these things happen. Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to see a defense here, yeah?
Yep, we got a little 5K swing for my leader, and again,
Doffy
with a 2K, so here we go, we're scrying. And I believe we missed it. I picked up an Inazuma off of that buggy search, so we have 1 piece of the puzzle so far.
All right. And
hopefully, it looks like we put the top 5 back on top, so it looks like we do have the rest of the puzzle, hopefully, and we're setting it up to play it on curve.
I noticed you're hitting your curve drop. This is exactly what you said before the video started. Like, Ivankov is just heavy on making sure it hits that 1, 2, 3 drop. Here we got a double swing, and we're going to see a block.
Yeah, probably just a little simple 1K out there, and then he's going to play out for 4, that Kikunojo, and that is a scary card sometimes. So 4K, 6K body. Okay. On trigger, if your opponent has 3 or less life, it is played for free.
Yo.
And then if it is KO'd, I believe if your opponent has also 3 or less life, you get to heal for free.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it is a nasty body to have to deal with.
I think they made it intentional that Izo fits so well in this deck. Because the sisters are... I don't know how we're going to count that. Because I know that she acted like a male. Well, she wanted to be a male samurai. And her brother was a female. Because he was jealous of the opposite side. So it's kind of that weird dichotomy of switching... how they felt and how they wanted to represent themselves. So that was really interesting, the story, where both characters wanted to recognize the strengths of being the opposite. And really neat that both could be seen play in the same deck. All right, going back to play, was this a 4?
It was a 4-drop Inazuma, the blocker, special blocker for the set. If I do have 1 card in my hand, he gets a plus 2K bonus. So that is on the defense as well.
Okay. I'm loving the theme of this deck here. It's not my favorite arc, but it is up there with my absolute favorite arc. But the arc where they're out in Wano is just absolutely insane.
It's pretty tough. So we got some pretty tasty leaders out of Wano too. We got Odin, old Odin from OP2. We have
here we go, swinging in with 3. That's 8K coming in.
8K coming in my face, and again, it's risky to do with those 2 blockers up. He's kind of asking, do you have the counter, or just block it away? No big deal.
So this is a blocker? No. Ooh, coming in 9. Wow.
Coming in with the 9 with the Kiku, blocking again. All right. It's all right. We'll just get rid of the resources.
Survive that turn. That could have been devastating for 3 points. Yeah. 3 life points had he not had the blocks for this. Getting rid of those resources early.
And again, once he hits me down to that 3, it makes that Kikunojo at the effect live. So my bit is just never to get there, and just don't let him get there, and don't let him do it.
That's exactly what he wanted in this play.
Let's see, we're probably in the tank right now going, how the hell are we going to deal with this Kikunojo? Because we could probably knock it out if we just put everything on it and we don't have to deal with him healing. Looks like that may be the route we're going.
Oh, wow. Okay. Nice 8K swing from Ivankov up to...
If it's to the Kiku,
Yamato,
he'll need at least 2 cards, a 2K, and something else to get.
So you're trying to get us off the board. Smart.
Yeah, because again, if I can get it off the board without it activating any of those nasty effects, Let's get it out of here.
Yeah.
We don't want it.
That's a good heads up play. Ooh, he's going to get 2 resources out of that.
Yeah, because he knows if it's still there, it's going to be an issue.
It's a good start. Got a nice little blocker to back it up here.
Yeah, so there we go.
Number 3, nice block.
So that was our 7 Dawn curve, and again, we weren't able to play the Ivankov because we had to deal with certain things.
Oh, absolutely.
Because if we played Ivankov, probably didn't have anything else to play off of it. I'm sure, and then I would have just had an Ivankov.
You risk whiff is what you're saying. Basically.
Exactly.
Not finding a resource off from the top. How many do you look for Ivankov?
So for Ivankov, he only draws if I have less than a certain amount of cards. So less than 3.
Okay.
I can draw up to 3.
Up to 3. Okay.
There we go. We
gotta get a rest here. Is that a Hody Jones again?
That is the Hody Jones, the nasty man.
Hody Jones.
So
impressive play here. This is going to be a lot of damage. I see you survived the double strike from the leader.
Yeah, we're just countering out of most things.
Hody Jones just killing off your blocker.
Killing the blocker.
Okay.
All right. So we have survived just with one body doing what it needs to do. Right?
Yes, right.
If he's going to rest it and take a life and then just kill it either way, yeah sure. Why not? It was good.
No, really threatening board state here with Hody Jones, the 6K, and the double strike from that Yamato leader. What's going through your mind right now?
So probably it is, I need to race him. I need to race him to the end. I need to make it so he is focused on getting rid of my board as opposed to my life.
Okay. So you're going to need more of those blockers from Dolphy, those blockers from Mr. 3. Coming in for an attack using 2 Dawn. Okay.
So we're
just trying to get some resources out of
seven.
the hand. Or is this going towards the 6K? I'm sorry, I can't remember.
7 might be a bit not enough because again, like if I wanted to get rid of the Kiku, I want to swing at least 8.
Okay.
So that way he is forced to give me extra cards if he wants to keep it.
All right. Didn't whiff this time. That's a perfect little matchup right there.
Yep. So
Ivankov's underling, Scissorman. I can't remember his name. I'm so terrible with names.
Inazuma. And there we go. I think we had 2 cards left in hand, and we drew an extra 2, so we are at 4, which kind of makes it a little bit more sticky to have to do his math here. So does he invest Dawn into stuff to get through? Does he just poke me?
He's got it. Oh, he's got some amazing attackers in his board state.
Yeah, this is a pretty nasty board state for me right now. But again, I kind of have I still have all that life. So you kind of calculating it out. You got 2 attackers, 3 hits. He's using an Yamato.
Yep. Saw this from the last game. You're going 10K.
Yep, because he's down to 2 life, so he can use those 2 energy that he just used for Amar to put on anything.
Oh, okay, excellent. Okay. Representing a 10K swing. We don't know what Yamato's going to be swinging at yet. We got another 9K.
So he's really going for it.
And he's attacking. It looked like a non-rested character. Did he tap it on?
I think he's just kind of saying he's going for my leader.
Oh, okay, going for leader. Okay. Because he can attack a non-rested character. So rested beam sideways, kind of like what you're seeing him do with Yamato right there. That's a rest.
So
he's going to go. Okay. Order. How much is order really important for the attack steps here?
So it is pretty important because things like that will bounce stuff back. So just like that was the trigger. Pretty bad manner on my end because remember I did not lift that up. It went straight to it. But again, it was just I was kind of holding it up and it was. Notice that nothing was shuffled and so just put it right back down. And the trigger was to bottom deck of 4 cost or less.
Nice.
Answering that Kikunojo, don't have to worry about it. There, it's gone.
That in the deck.
But yeah, again, because I have so much life, it's kind of just like I'm asking him,
Now, can he reuse a Dawn on there? Since it didn't.
That was on the Kiku. No, it is. It's already attached and used up. Yeah.
Okay.
There you
So
go.
you got double swing.
Swing
Gonna put you at 1. Not a great. At least Kiku's off the board, so it's going to be a little bit better for you.
But still, a very stressful board state right here.
You've got to get rid of this Hody Jones, and not to mention, you got to put up some kind of defense. Yamato is going to put you in that death range. This is that perfect spot.
Yeah. So the answer is either I end it here.
Okay.
Because I don't think surviving.
What do you think his resources are right now in hand? It looks like you're swinging 10K, 9K in.
So I'm swinging 8. Yeah, that is 9. So 9, he probably has 4 cards in hand, which means even if they were all two, he'd have to use all 2Ks to get them all out of there.
Absolutely. There, welcome to the chat. All right, my home is back. Home in the Philippines are watching too. All right, thank you.
It's awesome. Thanks,
yes, appreciate it.
Shout out to the Philippines. I know they just for all the fighting game heads out there.
Oh yeah,
AK just taking it for Tekken and Combo Breaker this last weekend.
That was a great thing to see. I saw that on social media.
That was amazing. That was a wild match. Here we were throwing 10K into his face again, trying to stress the fact that like. Either you have the counter or you don't.
Yeah. So you chose right here, all in glass cannon mode.
Yeah.
Glass cannon mode. I'm doing it. You know that he's going to get a Yamato free swing in here. You've stacked up now 7 of your 10 done. Mm-hmm. So you only have 3 left. And you're trying to bait another counter. Okay.
So here you go.
Here. Double, triple counter? Quadruple counter?
So he's giving me the whole hand.
Wow. Okay.
So then we're going to go 7
all 3, kill Hody Jones.
Mm-hmm.
This is all in. You don't have anything left. So does it? Are you?
So he got kind of confused there because he was like, "Oh, he's gonna try to go for a game or clear my board." No. Now I'm thinking I only have 1 life left.
Yeah.
So he either has another Hody Jones, one of those Rush Yamatos that have seen him counter with, and that's the only way. That's the answer for him winning.
Okay.
So it's kind of it's like the opposite of like, do you have the counter? It's like, do you have the answer for what I'm doing here?
Absolutely.
But it's a very risky call. Very all full hand on the table, you know.
Yeah. I imagine in your hand you have at least 1 0K counter here.
Yeah.
0 drop.
Like in my hand, probably maybe a 0K counter. Not much. I know I have enough probably to defend either one of my bodies from a swing.
What if he takes all 10 Don? Ooh, we got a 9K swing here.
Because if he takes all 10 Dawn and swings into my life, I'm fine with that because I'm only taking the 1 card. It's not for the win.
It's not for the win because the double strike doesn't work that way.
Double strike does not go for the win. It will only go for if there's life there to take, it will take 2 life. But if there isn't, it's just the 1.
Okay.
Same thing if you're attacking into a creature. Double attack doesn't knock out the creature and the one next to it. It's just that 1 instance.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So we're going 10K. Just adding another one here. We got all 4, 5, or 4. No, just 9. Just 9.
So 9. So he still has 6 in hand to kind of do what he will.
Okay.
So I think right now I'm kind of thinking. I'm thinking, do I take it or do I block it? You know, because if I block it again, he's got to answer with something else. You know,
what's the 6K range? Okay, yeah.
So 6K. So he's playing the 5. And I believe it gains rush by taking the top life or something along those lines. Okay. And he's going to swing for 7.
7K. You got to answer with at least 2. It looks like you had it.
Yep.
Had the block. Oh, back to him. This was an all in or nothing. The glass cannon survives the swing.
That is exactly what happened.
There we go. You getting the concession? Yes. All right. I figured it was going to be that quick of a decision. Well done. Well defended.
Again, like it was a very close matchup. I was sweating it the whole time right there. I was just like,
I thought that was just the lights in the stage there.
This has got to connect. There's not. I'm washed.
Fantastic. Here we go. Ivankov takes it down 2-1. Great match from Madaro. Beautiful plays. I see where it all comes down to the end game. That's where things get real tense because it's one way going to make or break one way or the other.
Yeah, that's what you start counting cards. You go like, this is the most you got. Either you have it or you don't, my man.
Absolutely.
Game number 2, I believe we had up there, which would have been Red Purple Luffy and another Yamato.
Ooh, another Yamato player. All right, if you Yamato fans out there, check it out. We've got some more Yamato content coming your way. Stick with us. Thanks for your time.